you good there? I think that is good. Okay. Let's fluff the hair up. Wait for it to stop being so windy. Hi guys, it's Daphne here. I am doing another garden type video, but before I got into the actual garden tour stuff, I wanted to have a little chat. So there's a few things that are on my mind because all of the stuff happening in the world and sort of in my world, and I thought I should share that here on the internet where I share everything apparently. So the first thing is that there is a cat rubbing against my foot. That is not the real first thing. The real first thing is I wanted to talk a little bit about Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey is a terrifying, devastating thing, and my heart goes out to all the people in Texas that it is affecting. It is just so scary to see what's going on there. The loss of life, the loss of people's homes, their whole worlds, all their family memories, being displaced, not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing if it's going to continue raining. It's just terrible. I actually have family in Texas, and luckily they don't live in the Houston area. They live further south, so they were not affected, but my heart is always, has a piece of Texas in it because that's where half of my family is from. So, I mean, it's terrible. And I feel so helpless in the face of something so great and so horrifying. So one of the things that I think makes me feel so helpless is that I have devoted my life to trying to convince people that climate change is real and the effects of it will be dire for us, and that we need to change lots of things about our society. And now to see such a big catastrophe happen somewhere in a major US city that's effects are definitely compounded and magnified by climate change and the rampant growth that we see all over Houston, you feel like things like this could have been prevented. No, there was definitely going to be a storm and it was definitely going to be bad, but what can we do to make sure storms like this that are going to be happening more often don't devastate places the way they are doing? People aren't thinking about this, or just thinking this is a political issue and there are people just trying to politicize it. It's just so frustrating trying to convince people that this is something real when something like this happens, and it is real and it's happening to people. It makes me, as I said, feel even more helpless and unsure of how to go forward. But I mean, I will go forward, and I will continue to make my little contribution towards hopefully making the world a better place for the people who are currently here and the people who will be here after us. So that's my little talk about Hurricane Harvey. If you have the means, definitely donate. There's tons of really great causes out there. Make sure you research the cause you're donating to, because of course people take advantage of terrible situations. So I will leave some links that I know are reputable in the description box, in the comments. If you have any links that you know of that are also reputable, I'd love to see them down there as well. The second thing I wanted to talk about that pales in comparison to anything going on in Texas right now is that I have my own personal problem, health issue with sciatica. I know I mentioned it in last garden video, that I was having trouble walking because of the sciatic nerve problem, and basically what it is I have a thing called a herniated disc, which is terrible. It's like a little bit of my disc is in my lumbar spine. The discs are between your vertebrae, and one of my discs is protruding out, herniating, and touching my sciatic nerve. And the sciatic nerve is this really big nerve that goes all the way down from your spine, your lower spine, down all the way down your leg to your foot. So you can imagine if something is messing with that, it causes problems all down your leg. So all down my leg, my muscles are all very tight, and I have a lot of pain, so I can walk, but it's painful. but I'm doing as much as I can. But my point is that next week that I'm having an epidural steroid injection into my back, which sounds terrifying to me, and I did some research online and some people say it doesn't work. I don't know, but that's supposed to reduce my inflammation and hopefully reduce my pain. So hopefully after that I will be back to fighting condition and I can do all my garden things. But it puts into question whether there will be a video next week, because I'm not sure how this is going to affect me. So I just wanted to let you know, maybe no video next week. But the third thing I want to talk about is what this garden schedule is going to be for the rest of the season. And now here in Boston, we are definitely feeling the tinges of fall, of autumn coming into the air. You'll see there's a lot of leaves on the ground. That is because there's some sort of fungal infection on maple trees around here, and it's horrifying. But I've seen a couple of non-maple trees also turning, and it's been a little cooler out. It just feels like a little bit of fall is coming up into our area, which is sad but nice. As long as it's not winter, I'm okay. But I just want to say that I will be making these garden videos as long as I have an outdoor garden area that is producing and things are happening in it. If I do end up being able to walk better, I'm hoping to go on some like harvest related trips. There's a lot of fun sort of fall things happening in New England, and I would love to show them to everybody, show what local food is going on. So that is my hope. I can't promise that, but I will at least show you what's going on in my garden. And with that, let's start the tour. I will hobble my way over to the main garden. Going over to the garden like I promised you. And does it look much different? You'll see spots of red on some of the big tomatoes, which were not happening before. And you'll see that somebody, not me, has been taking a lot of stuff out and putting perennials in back there, so that's very exciting. Let's start with something that we don't normally start with, the squash. Look at this. They are looking like they probably should look in early August, maybe late July, I don't know. But I'm gonna be okay because we at least have some fruit growing very nicely. We've got one right here. We've got one in here. And I think if you look at it, I'm gonna have a couple more fruits on this one maybe. And there's probably going to be some fruits on this one. Oops, down there. Down there. But these are the only ones that are really doing much of anything over here. The watermelons, there was a flower on one of them, but nothing really has started growing. This is another butterbush. These ones are here, butterbush. This is another butterbush. There's another butterbush under that, but these is actually two sweet dumpling vines. They're much more viney, that are sort of attacking this one poor butterbush. So you can see here's a sweet dumpling vine, which is not looking that great. It has tons of flowers, no fruit as of yet, and this is another sweet dumpling vine that has grown the other way towards it. So this is the end of it over here. And then the butterbush is underneath. Don't see any fruit on it, but you know, we can always hope. It's still just the beginning of September. Next to all of them is, of course, my sunflowers, which are slightly taller, but not very tall. We've got one that actually bloomed over there. I'll show you when I get around the other side, but the other ones all have buds on them. So I think the ones that are the single stalk must be the mammoth ones, and the ones that have multiple flower heads will be the King Kong. Next to them we've got the tomatoes. We've got the Principe Borghese, which is of course spreading out and has lots of green tomatoes on it. It's had a few red ones. Not as prolific as last year, but still good. Here we've got the baby boomer, which I should be picking some. You can see I picked a whole bunch of this and the sunrise bumblebee. I even actually picked 2 of the brandy boys, which came off this sad little plant yesterday. But that was very exciting. The first big tomatoes I've picked. Next to them, the Cherokee Purple, which has a bunch of tomatoes on it. Nothing is turning yet. Down here is another poblano, which I have now staked, which has a ton of flower buds on it, but I don't see any actual peppers growing yet. This poblano has 1 pepper here. One is going to be starting to grow right there. We've got another one starting to grow right there. So this one's trying, but I don't know if it's going to make it before the end of the season. Here we've got the sunrise bumblebee, 2 of them sort of coming together, one in the pot, one over here. Looks like it needs to be watered, maybe. Probably should do that. I'll do that after I film. And then another one here, sort of coming off for here. Here's another baby boomer, which I've gotten a bunch of tomatoes from already. Back here is a couple of Principe, leftover Principe Borgheses, sort of growing out. And then we've got the super steak over here. Oh, and here's the other side of the sunflowers. You can see, ooh, that one's about to pop. It looks like it might end up being a reddish color. I don't know. What do you guys think? We'll see next time, next video. Here's one that did pop. Here's one that's about to pop as well. Very exciting. Lots of cool stuff going on over here. Here's the area that's being dug up with lots of wasps. Very fun. Down around here you can see that super steak that's getting pretty big. Isn't ripening, but it's getting pretty big. More sunflowers and more peppers. I think this one that's closest to us is a cayenne. No actual peppers yet. This one is another poblano. 1 pepper on it. And we come around here is the mum we thought that was going to die from last year, but survived. And a thing which I'm not sure what it is. It's either a pepper or a tomatillo. I'm hoping for a tomatillo, but I'm also kind of hoping for a cayenne pepper because I want some cayenne peppers. So let's go to the rest of the garden. Here we are. I'm having a little sit down, but I thought I'd show you how beautiful some of the sunflowers are. This guy over here had a little accident. I came out one morning and he was toppled over on the ground. And you can see I have staked him. I've done a little splint for him along here, and we have tied him up so that he is attached up here to the clothesline. So hopefully he will not fall over again, and hopefully he will survive. He's looking pretty good. Sorry, I've made it closer. You can see basil has looked better. It's getting very yellow actually. I should pick it. Another baby boomer still producing, pretty great. Next to it is Cherokee Purple, which look, it's turning a little red down there. And then over in the corner, this is my first super steak that is getting red. I'm going to get over to it, see if it is ready. Look how tall it's gotten. It's got tomatoes even up here, which are probably not going to survive long enough, but what are you going to do? But down here, I think this guy is ready to pick, and I'm going to pick him up for you. Oh my god, he's heavy. Oh. Hold on, I'm going to put down the camera. There we go. I picked this giant tomato. First super steak, very exciting. Okay, back on the other side. We got these 2 tomato plants in here that have been taking over in the garden and producing some tomatoes, but they're kind of hidden. Very exciting though. There's so many tomatoes. Down here, can see that thyme that I planted is still surviving. And then let me see if I can get it back. Oops. Oh, right there you can see the single parsley plant that survived. Yeah. So look at all these tomato vines, all with tomato is actually on them. Next to them has been one of my favorite sunflowers. Look at this beauty. It's so pretty, and it keeps producing. I think these might be the last ones, but the birds really like them. Got another thing all set with seeds for the birds, and then look at this guy. He's getting as tall as our windows. I'm not sure what he's going to be, but he's going to have a lot of beautiful flowers. Maybe something like this. And I think these are so gorgeous. I love them so much. Look at that. Just so beautiful. I love sunflowers, guys. And look, here's this guy. I'll see if I have some footage of him when he's at his glory, but look at all the seeds he's going to have. So great. Not what I thought I planted there, but I thought those are autumn beauty, autumn evening autumn. I don't know. I never remember the name, you know that. And then we've got our sunflowers over here. The chives have looked better. The lemon thyme is looking fabulous. The actual lemongrass, I'm feeling like we need to harvest some of it, but it doesn't look too thick. Don't know about that. Anybody has any thoughts about that? Feel free to share. Look at the tiny sunflower there. Moving along, the olive tree still making new leaves and is getting very tall. Lime tree is also looking okay. Some of it's not looking great, but it's gonna make it. Next to that, we've got tomatillos and peppers probably, and then the tomato plants that have actually been producing glorious looking tomatoes. Look at that guy. He's almost ready. He's almost ready. So Princess, who has been following me around this whole time, is the one that wanted to say goodbye. Oop, and Cubby did too. Cubby has come over and also wants to say goodbye. Dinah is hiding over in the compost pile over there. But we all wanted to say goodbye. And thank you for watching. As I said, I'm not sure there will be a video next week, but hopefully there will be. If you did like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to be notified when I release new videos. So, once again, lots of thanks, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye. Say bye, Princey. Say bye. You gonna say something? She's been screaming this whole time, but now she won't even say bye. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.